JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 27th of January 2023. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's morning session. And well, basically the last Friday for Traders Espresso in general. So yeah, guys, after kind of we'll continue on Monday and Tuesday, but Tuesday is going to be the last one. So yeah, after kind of 5 years of running this, has come to an end, unfortunately, guys. So yep, just to kind of let you know, just to update you. But yeah, like I said, join me still on Monday and Tuesday. We'll have those two sessions, the last Monday's session and the last Tuesday's session, and kind of that's it. You will still be able to find me online, guys, but for the Traders Espresso, yeah, that will be the last one. So guys, before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick read through our risk disclaimer. So yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. So now then, guys, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and look at this. I mean, it didn't do much. Today, it kind of remained at the same area, the same territory here, so it remained above that upside line, above that 200-day EMA. So in a way, there is still a good chance that this could go further north. But look, I said before, I am keeping an eye on that 27,488 zone in order to go higher. A nice good pop above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high. Long story short, at the moment, yes, I am considering this barrier here for the upside. I mean, I'm still considering the upside in general, but I need that confirmation break. If it suddenly starts breaking below this upside line and stays below it, well, it could also drop below the 100-day EMA and that 27,166 territory, and then we could take it from there. Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, look, we managed to push and stay above this key resistance barrier. Now, it seems like most likely we might remain for this week above this hurdle. And we still have around 50 minutes left of trading on something like that on this one. So, again, so far it looks like that, yeah, we could remain above this barrier, above this area of resistance between the 22,450 and 22,523. If that's the case, then yes, I mean, I will consider another push higher next week. Most likely, I will go slowly now to the upside, because we did have a decent up move here. And by the way, this level, let me just mark one of the areas here that I really want to mark. This one right here. But this area right there, let me highlight this. This is the opening level of this year. Basically, you can see how far we have traveled. So yeah, at the moment we are gaining roughly, let me just quickly double check this, roughly around 16%. So we've gained already around 16, 15 maybe. Actually, okay, let's confirm 15. But yeah, good result in general. Let's see if we can push further north. My next target is the 23,470 territory right here, marked by the inside swing low of the 31st of January, and then yeah, we could take it from there. For the downside, I would like to see a drop below this upside line, below the 21,000 territory, somewhere around, well, 21,000, I think 383. That's a good level right here. Again, depending on how we're going to trade here, because look, this area here, the 21-day EMA could approach this area, and let's say we could correct lower, and if it does kind of start testing this territory, and maybe at the same time we could test that 21-day EMA, maybe this upside line as well, and it maybe could result in a nice break here. However, a lot of maybes and a lot of ifs. So for now, I would say let's keep it short and simple. And as long as we stay above that 22,523 territory, I'll continue aiming to the upside. If it starts falling below the 21, or in general the 22 territory, that's where I will consider a bit of a retracement to the downside. Dow Jones Industrial Average, guys, very quickly on this one. Look, so far so good. Everything's working according to the plan, because the plan is that if we, well, basically what I was saying, that if we pop above the 33,783 territory right here, I will go to the upside, and we did that, and we're now moving nicely to the upside. Look, my next target is only these two not the EMAs, the downside lines. They're very subjective. They're very tentative. So that's why be careful here. I mean, personally, I have them both drawn here, but maybe both of them could be tested, or maybe only the first one here. Let's wait and see. We'd rather have both of them on the chart than neither. So yeah, at the moment, like I said, yeah, we're looking at some more positivity, to be honest, but only up until here, and then we'll go from there, because if we do break this, great, I will go further north, but I think that my further north arrow should be only up until here somewhere, and then yeah, we could see if we can clear this barrier, but if we get there, we will reevaluate things again. Now, in terms of the downside here, I would say if it falls back below the 33,782 territory, right? This one, the one that I was talking about, 82, 83, then yes, we could consider a bit of a retracement here to the downside, but I'll get more comfortable with the downside if we do break this upside support line taken from the low the 3rd of November. Now, NASDAQ 100. So, looking at the picture here, we can see that we are pushing also nicely to the upside. Look, I talked about this. I talked about that 11,919 territory, and yeah, we cleared it, and so far so good. Let's see if we can continue to trade above it. So far, the cash index is sitting above it, yes, and then I'm aiming for this 200-day EMA together with that 12,166 territory. For the downside, well, I do understand that this level here is way too far, the 11,550, but for me, it looks the most reasonable at the moment. The German index. Looking at the German index here, I mean, again, we're still stuck. We're stuck in that range. Not really doing anything until we're here. Once we start clearing it, this is when I will be able to. When I'll be able to kind of consider, the next move either to the upside or to the downside. But at the moment, I am just observing the price action. Gold. So there we go. Beautiful break here. And yeah, we dropped below this upside line. And to be honest, now it's opening the door a little bit more towards the downside. I think from the short-term perspective, I think this is quite interesting because I think that this level previously that I talked about, the 1911, I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I will have to reiterate that because I think that this level here could be a more interesting one, the 1917 or even maybe start 1918. Okay, they're pretty much close to each other. I think that 1920 could be the case. Right, okay, look, this is a very tricky one. So, okay, we can start looking at some lower levels at from 1920, 21, because look, I mean, we tested it today already, it rebounded, but if we do fall below this territory, yes, I will consider a move lower. Not really something drastic, not something radical, but maybe up until here, this 1897, 96 zone, and then we could take it from there. But at this point, yeah, guys, look, it's let me put this arrow like this. So at the moment, I'm watching this. I'm not really very bullish unless we start pushing back, at least back above this 1937 territory, somewhere around here. If we do climb back above it and stay above it, I will start aiming for the upside, but still, don't get me wrong, I mean, the 1949 level is the one to watch because a nice could pop above it, would confirm a forthcoming higher high. Now, guys, silver, something that I haven't looked at for quite a while, and as you can see by my drawings here, look, let me start fresh. I will remove everything and I'll have a new look at it. So, first of all, let's evaluate the whole situation. Overall, historically, you can see that we, well, that's the maximum that I can go back here in my chart. So basically, we're kind of in the middle right now, not at the lowest and not at the highest. Last time we were like at the lowest was way back in 2020, and I mean, I understand this is, I mean, this is the COVID time, and look at this beautiful drop here towards that 11 something, I think, or is it 12 more? Let me just double check. Yeah, 11.64. So from here we reversed sharply to the upside, rallied, and then we reached the target around $30. So per ounce, 30.1, let's say, 30.10, yep, so roughly around there. And then we declined, then we corrected, and let's say if I just draw a Fibonacci here level, then you can see that we have done a nice 61.8% retracement. That's great. Now we're kind of, we're pushing back up. The question here is it still worth doing something with it? Well, in general, I think that this way, that this commodity is more for investing, not for trading. Unless you really like that, and unless you have like low spreads, then yes, that's great. Wonderful. You can basically trade it. Yes, of course, if you feel comfortable with it. However, I see kind of gold more for trading and silver for investing. I mean, you can still invest in gold, of course. I mean, that's already you should look at ETFs, you should look at just maybe physical gold. However, yeah, whatever is more comfortable with for you. But at this point, I kind of see maybe in terms of investing, maybe more value in silver. However, this is only my opinion. It's very subjective. I mean, look, maybe I'm missing out on something, so I could be wrong. But again, at this point, looking at this picture here, I mean, you probably have an ETF which is kind of also similar to this, so, and there is some room for some upside here. I mean, gold has room for the upside towards that psychological 2000 level, but again, I really I'm struggling with gold to figure out exactly will it actually end up going to that psychological 2000 level, or actually is this time for a bit of a decline. Now, what I'm looking at here basically is that if we do break this 24.54 territory, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially more buyers could join in. But if we start dropping somewhere below this territory, now, yep, forget about all those investments, and basically this could, lead to maybe a bit of a decline. And look, if I do again apply my Fibonacci here, then you will see that, look, we're here. We did that 23.6 retracement. There is still, potential for the 38.2, and then so on and so on. So basically, could easily drift back down if it falls somewhere below this territory, below this 23.6 or that 22.76 territory right here, and then it could end up going towards that 100 and the 200-day EMA. Somebody might say that we did maybe have our moment already when it broke out here, and in a way I would agree with you, because yes, it did. We did have that moment. However, look, there is still hope maybe to capture something. If this is really, let's say, something for like in your game, in your kind of from what you like, then yes, you could kind of maybe just try and pick it up somewhere here on a breakout of this 24.54, and then maybe try to drag it all the way to that 26.2 or even 27 territory. But again, that's still remains a tricky one. In terms of other positive moments here, let's say from the technical perspective, if we do draw something like this, then you can see that we are stuck below this downside line. I think, let me just if I can capture it. There we go. I think I managed to capture the peak. Yep, there we go. So yeah, we are, as you can see here, we are stuck below this downside line. So we're kind of really now questioning, will we actually go higher or not? Will this just continue, to downtrend here? Look, at this point, probably the best answer here is to wait and see. If we do push through this barrier, I'll go higher. If we do drop somewhere below this 22.76, I will consider a move to the downside. Now, WTI oil, guys, very quickly. Looking at the picture here, I would say that again, the same scenario, the same idea is still valid. I'm watching that 82 zone, and I need to see a clear break through it. And not only that, probably I would need to see a break through the 100-day EMA here, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. DXY, the dollar index, again, like I said, with oil, there's nothing much to talk about. It's just there. Now, with DXY, now this is where the interesting bit comes in. I don't know if this I can class already as a hit, kind of, well, not a hit, but like that's it. Basically, it kind of bottoming a little bit for now. At the moment, it came very close to that 101.30. I was really hoping to see a nice test of it, but hey, I don't really always get what I want, so especially from the market. But yeah, guys, I mean, here you can see that we did come very close, and now the question here is, can we actually end up going further south, or will this be a moment where we can pick up the dollar here and maybe drag it a little bit higher? Now, to be honest, I am not very comfortable at this point, because for me that's way too kind of tricky. Probably another thing here is playing out for me in my head is this little short-term tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 3rd of November of last year. And yeah, in order to go higher, at least higher again, yes, a break through this line is needed, and a push above the 103.45 territory right here could do the trick for a few more buyers. So because we would also be placed above the 21-day EMA, and this might attract a few buyers to kind of drive this index towards the 200 or the 100-day EMA. So good potential idea, but a confirmation break is required. Litecoin, one of my favorite ones actually lately, because it's quite technical and at least it's doing something. Okay, yeah, lately, don't get me wrong, lately the cryptos did perform kind of good moves, did show us good moves to the upside. yes, great. However, then they kind of slow down a little bit. But Litecoin is the one that kind of gives that, nice kind of currency feel trading experience. So yeah, I would say like fiat money experience, trading experience. So at the moment, I would say, look, if we continue, even if we correct here to the downside, okay, that's great. But if we stay above this upside line, this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 19th of December, or at least somewhere above it, then yes, I will still aim higher. At the moment, we are approaching that, or it seems like it, that we are approaching that 21-day EMA. Now, the question for me here, will we actually rebound from that 21-day EMA and just ignore the whole kind of move towards this upside line and just go from here and, move back up? Now, recently we have seen this nice kind of movement here, so we did come closer to it, reversed and pushed higher. We did come closer to it, reversed and pushed higher. So again, I'm considering this to see, I'm considering the same idea again, but if it suddenly starts falling below the 21-day EMA, the last kind of option here for the bulls is maybe to come in near this upside line. But if that gets cleared, well, and we could end up moving towards that 100 and the 200-day EMAs. Now, jumping into a few pairs very quickly, guys. AUD JPY. Looking at the picture here, I would say a good move here. A break above the 92 zone. That happened. This is what I was talking about, and I said that if we drive through it and stay above it, that's great. We could go, further north. And to be honest, so far so good. I'm going to continue aiming as long as we stay above that 100-day EMA in that 92 zone. I will continue aiming for that 93.35 level, and then I'll take it from there. For the downside, well, this is where the tricky bit comes in. For the downside, first of all, I need to get rid of this downside line, no longer needed. I think the highlighted zone can go, or actually can travel here. Maybe it will be a little bit better. Let me just adjust this. Yeah, this is going to be the level that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. And for the downside, some of the levels have to go here as well. I think that it's better to put these here for now. Yeah, so basically, yes, I think I'm coming to an end here finally. So yes, I think that the best option here for now is to keep an eye on this little territory right there, between the 91.54 or something. In general, look, I mean 91.50, roughly around there. If we do drop below it, we would also fall below the 200-day EMA, and potentially more sellers could join in here. AUD USD, guys, so look at this beautiful hold up. 0.7137. I mean, I talked about this area, and we have this from the beginning of this week, guys, and we have reached it. Great result. I would say I'm quite happy about this, to be honest, and it worked out perfectly. So the question is, what's next? Now, we're seeing a bit of a retracement. Okay, that's fine. That's quite normal. That's quite healthy. Question here is, how far could we retrace? Well, at the moment, I would say anything as long as we stay above this 0.7063, I will still kind of remain cautiously bullish. I will get more bullish if we do break above the 0.7137, and then yeah, we could go from there, because this would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yeah, potentially more buyers could join in. Now, in terms of the downside, probably the safer option is to we can start looking at some lower levels if we do fall back below the 0.7063. However, we do have this upside line which could still kick in and play out and provide that support. So that's why we could, like I said, we could start looking at some lower levels already from here. We might see that move towards this upside line. If it rebounds, then at least you can have your maybe like your stop loss here, and in case this this reverses, and at least you can break close on a break even. But if this breaks this upside line, this could go towards that 21-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there. If we break that, then yes, we could go for a larger correction. Let's not forget that, because we are still above some of these upside lines. AUD and ZD, very quickly on that one. So yes, beautiful move here yesterday and today. Why? Because look, yesterday we formed this nice shooting star, this doji, and now we're seeing a little retracement. So according to all the TA rules, this should lead to some lower levels. Well, so far it's doing that. Now again, this is where I said before that if we continue to trade above this hurdle, that was 1.0940, then yes, I will continue aiming to the upside. Now, what I'm not excluding here, given that we have formed something like this yesterday, the doji here. Now, I'm not excluding to see a deeper decline, maybe even a test of that 200-day EMA, and if this area provides good support, then yes, a nice reversal here back up could be possible. So first, I am watching this territory. If it continues to provide support, great, but if it breaks below it, then my next kind of chance to come in here maybe would be near that 200-day EMA. If it falls below it, I'm taking a neutral stand, because for me, I would prefer to wait for a drop below this upside line and then go a little bit lower, and then kind of, you know, try to guess it here somewhere. But again, look, let's not rush into anything. First, let's keep an eye on this, and for now, I would say I'm very careful here, especially with this 1.0940 level. And then let's see if we can squeeze something out of it. If you're not comfortable with this scenario to the upside, basically, and you want something a little bit more maybe reassuring, then yesterday's high near the 1.0985, a nice good pop above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high. USD JPY very quickly on that one. Look, this one's beautiful. I mean, look, I talked about this and I said that, hey, yesterday I said that, yes, we are still below this downside line. However, if we start falling below the 129 territory, somewhere around here, I will consider a move lower. Well, we didn't. We actually started reversing back up, and this is what I talked about. And I said that, hey, because basically it seems like a bullish flag, something like that, because we had these two these down candles here, their bodies within the first candle here, the big one that we had to the upside. So yeah, in a way, this could be seen as a bullish indication. However, as I said before, that I would rather wait for a push above the 131.11 territory in order to go higher. At this point, I'm just watching this one, but it could become quite interesting. USD CAD, now there we go, finally dropped below that 1.3357 territory and stayed below it. Now the question here is, can we go lower? Now this pair, it's my second least favorite pair after EURUSD. Yeah, I do still look at it. Don't get me wrong, it's like that little temptation. But look, in general, at the moment, I'm leaning towards the downside, and I'm aiming for that 200-day EMA. I really want to see if we can get, a nice test of it. But if we somehow travel back up above this 1.3357 territory, I'll just ignore everything. I'll just start watching the price action. GBP CHF, so this one is quite interesting. I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, to be honest, and look, I do like it. It's quite an interesting pair. It's quite technical, and ignoring everything what we see here on a broader perspective, I want to pick up something that I see on the short term, from the shorter term perspective, and I see this upside line, which is still respected, and I see this resistance barrier right here, which at 1.1430, approximately around there. So if we do pop above it, yes, this opens the door towards, and this is where we can look at it from the broader perspective. It opens the door towards that 200-day EMA or that 1.1577 level. So good potential idea here, could work out, but a confirmation break is needed. So look, if we do pop above this barrier, I will go towards that 200-day EMA first. For the downside, I need to see a break of this upside line, and then we could consider a move a little bit to the downside here, maybe towards this hurdle here. So, so yeah, that's a simple approach here. To be honest, guys, like I said, I do like this pair, and let's see if can something like that can work out. GBP USD. So yeah, looking at the picture here, we're still struggling. Yep, we're struggling with that 1.2444 territory, and if we do want to go higher, yep, a simple breakout is required. At the moment, we're seeing that yes, it continues to create these higher lows, which could be could be seen as a bullish indication. But if we need that confirmation break, guys, first. If we get that, then yes, I'll go to the upside. For the downside, as simple as that, 1.2126, roughly around here, I need to see a drop below it in order to go lower. Euro Aussie, oh, there we go. Look, I talked about this this week, and I said that if we do fall below that 1.5445 level, I'll go lower, initially aiming for that 200-day EMA, and then towards that 1.5259. Yesterday I talked about it. And there we go. We managed to reach the area very close to it. Excuse me, very close to it. So I would say mission accomplished. Now what's next? Well, maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible, something like that. Maybe a move back to this 100-day EMA. But overall, if we do fall below this 1.5259, yes, this is where I'll get a little bit more excited with the downside. Now, I'm not gonna actually go for a huge move to the downside like my arrow here, but somewhere initially towards this area, 1.5169, or even this one right here near the 1.5068. And then we could take it from there. For the upside, I would really like to see a break of this downside line. However, I think I will start looking already at some higher levels from this 1.5445. If we climb back above it and we climb above this 100-day EMA, then yes, I will, of course, consider a move higher. EURUSD, just a quick update, still in the range. So if you're a range trader, congratulations, this one is for you. However, just be very close when the pair gets closer to one of these sides. Because again, why? A breakout could be possible. A breakout could be possible, and we could see, some further, acceleration in the direction of the break, and yeah, it could be quite a long one because we have been in this range for quite a while already. So look, I mean, it from the technical perspective, guys, I mean, sometimes it does play out according to the rules. So for example, if this has been kind of a quite a long one, like a long move here. I mean, it could end up having, let's say, if it breaks out right now, let's say it breaks out to the downside, it could have something similar, like a similar size move to the downside, or at least you can see here, for example, perfectly it could end up towards that lowest point of December of 2022. But again, a breakout is required. First, let's see what's going to happen. But at the moment, again, it's just ranging. So congratulations to those who like to trade ranges. Euro USD, guys. So beautiful hold up near that 1.0936. Okay, so now what's next? Again, I said it before, and I'll stick to my rules. I am waiting for that push here above that barrier. For the downside, I need to see a drop below that 21-day EMA, and maybe a drop below the 1.0766, and then we could take it from there. But at this point, I am just observing the price action. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, guys, your views, your likes, your comments, everything. I really do, and I really hope you're going to join me for my kind of last videos on Monday and Tuesday, and I hope you'll have a fantastic weekend, first of all, and even before that, have a fantastic trading day today, guys. Don't overtrade. As I always say, as used to say on Fridays, guys, it's Friday. Don't overtrade. Sometimes we can get these like one-way traffic. So it's, if you're, let's say, scalping, maybe or counter trend trading, then it's sometimes a little bit better to be a little bit on the careful side on Fridays. But if you don't risk too much, just go for something smaller. But yeah, guys, I hope you'll find this day useful, and of course, I hope you found this video useful first of all. And yeah, if you wanna catch me tomorrow, tomorrow, Monday morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 7 o'clock GMT time, guys. Thank you very much for watching, listening, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.